Hey, in the ad world, web's the hot new thing. Billions of dollars are being diverted from traditional media to web advertising, and every year, the number just keeps getting bigger. So, why the switch? Well, it really boils down to two things. One, cost. As a publisher, it's a lot less expensive to run a website than it is to, say, print up a bunch of papers and drive them all over the city every week. Lower cost on the publisher side of things means a lower cost on the advertiser side of things. And hey, who doesn't like to pay less? The other thing is trackability. Conventional wisdom has it that online ads are more popular because it's easier to track how effective they are versus traditional ads. And from a technical perspective, that's true, but a lot of advertisers have been led to believe that click-through rates are the end-all be-all of tracking online ads. I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily true. That's because different ads can and should have different goals. Look, the Internet Advertising Bureau publishes a list of 28 reasons to use online ads, and it tells you how to measure performance for each one of these reasons. Only once does click-through show up in this list. Number 26, drive traffic to a marketer's website. If you're Amazon.com, sending more traffic to your website is a great way to boost sales. But what if you're a brick-and-mortar store? I mean, if your ad doesn't invite a click and you're not really equipped to track conversion from your website to in-store, click-throughs might not mean a whole lot to you. What's more, maybe you're just trying to raise awareness. Or maybe people who see your ads, Google for your site later, and that's how they get there. Or maybe they skip your website entirely and they go right to being in-store. That's why DoubleClick, one of the largest internet advertising networks, recommends tracking view-throughs instead of click-throughs. Now, what they mean by this is that you should drop a cookie on users' machines so they see your ad, and then put a bug on your site so that you know if users show up who have seen your ad, regardless of how they end up on your site. And that allows you to track, are people who've seen your ad more likely to come to your site versus people who haven't seen your ad, and are those people more likely to convert into paying customers? Now, so it's really smart if you can track all this data, but as you can tell from the sound of it, it's very technologically complicated, so it's probably out of reach for small local businesses, especially ones who just want to raise awareness. So what's such a business to do when it wants to track the effectiveness of its online ads? Well, I'm sad to say, the same thing as old media, a lot of hard work. If you're a small business and you haven't read the 33 Ruthless Rules of Local Advertising yet, I highly recommend it. In this book, author Michael Corbett argues that for small businesses, ads need to be 100% accountable to the bottom line, and he lays out a 4-part plan for determining whether your ads are working. Now, it's not easy, and he's writing about traditional ads, but what he has to say is just as applicable to online ads. 1. Keep track of your floor traffic, your closing percentage, your average ticket, and your gross sales. These are the benchmarks that you need to figure out whether your ads are working. 2. Compare these figures to as much data as you have from previous years. This will help you weed out any seasonal fluctuations and will help figure out exactly how much effect your ads are having. 3. Every 4 months, take a look at your progress on those numbers and compare it with what you did to advertise your business during the same time period. 4. Repeat what works and get rid of what doesn't. Now, it may take a lot of time and experimentation to figure out what works, and there's certainly no magic bullet, but over time, you'll figure out which media and messages really increase sales for your business.